Kang Min-jae did not lose things. Not money. Not people. Not control. At 38, he was known in whispered circles as the quiet chairman. Born in Busan, raised between violence and discipline, Min-jae had built a global shadow empire that moved through ports, banks, and politicians without ever raising its voice. He wore tailored suits. He spoke softly. He never repeated himself. And yet, 3 times a year, he deliberately lost his wallet. Different cities. Different places. Different faces. It was a test. A way to measure the moral decay of the world he ruled. No one had ever passed. Until a rainy night in Chicago. Aaliyah Brooks scrubbed hotel bathrooms the way some people prayed, quietly, thoroughly, without expectation of reward. She was 27. Black. American. Born on the South Side, raised by a mother who worked 2 jobs and still taught her daughter the meaning of dignity. Aaliyah wasn't lazy. She wasn't unlucky. She was tired. The luxury hotel where she worked sparkled for guests who never noticed the hands that made it shine. She cleaned rooms rich people slept in for one night and forgot by morning. That evening, she was assigned to Suite 1807. Empty. Checked out early. As she changed the sheets, something heavy slid from beneath the pillow. A wallet. Black leather. Hand-stitched. Foreign. She opened it, just enough to identify the owner. The name stopped her breath. Kang Min-jae. Even hotel staff knew that name. Not from the news, but from warnings. Don't ask questions. Don't touch his things. Don't be remembered. Inside the wallet was cash stacked neatly, multiple platinum cards, and a Korean ID. Aaliyah sat on the edge of the bed. Her rent was overdue. Her brother needed bail money. Her mother's medical bills were quietly crushing her. No one would know. She closed the wallet. Her mother's voice rose in her memory. We may be poor, baby, but we don't steal what isn't ours. Aaliyah exhaled shakily. She turned the wallet over. A single card slid out. A phone number. Aaliyah waited until her shift ended. She stood outside the hotel, rain soaking her cheap jacket, and dialed. The line connected immediately. This number is monitored, a man said in Korean accented English. State your purpose. My name is Aaliyah Brooks, she said. I work housekeeping at the Grand Orion Hotel. I believe Mr. Kang Min-jae left his wallet in his room. Silence. Then, do not move. The call ended. 2 minutes later, her phone rang. This voice was different. Calm. Controlled. Dangerous without effort. You found my wallet, Kang Min-jae said. Yes, sir. You looked inside. Only enough to know who to call. You saw the money. Yes. And yet, he said slowly, you are calling me. Aaliyah swallowed. I wasn't raised to take what doesn't belong to me. Another pause. Longer this time. Where are you now? Outside the hotel. I will come myself. Her heart slammed. That's not necessary. It is, he replied. I want to see the woman who still believes in honesty. The car that pulled up was black, silent, expensive. The man who stepped out didn't look like a monster. He looked composed. Tall. Korean. Immaculate suit. Eyes sharp with restraint. Aaliyah held out the wallet with both hands. You didn't take anything, Min-jae observed. No. You didn't ask for a reward. No. You know who I am. Yes. Yet you're not afraid. Aaliyah met his gaze. I'm afraid, she said honestly. But I'm not wrong. For the first time in years, Kang Min-jae smiled, not with his mouth, but with his eyes. "Get in the car," he said. "Let me thank you properly." Inside his penthouse, Min Jae poured tea himself. Aaliyah noticed everything. The discipline, the silence, the way even powerful men waited for his smallest gesture. "You passed," he said. "Passed what?" "My test," he replied. "That wallet has been lost many times. You are the first to return it untouched." Aaliyah frowned. "You risked all that, for a test." "I rule criminals," Min Jae said calmly. "But I need to know there are still people I should protect." He slid an envelope toward her. Inside was more money than she'd ever held. "I can't accept this," she whispered. "You already did," he said gently. "The moment you chose integrity." Min Jae didn't offer romance. He offered opportunity. He paid off her debts. Funded her education. Quietly relocated her mother to better care. But then, "I need someone I can trust," he said. "Not as a criminal. As a witness to who I still am." He offered her a job. Not as a maid. But as his personal assistant and moral anchor. Someone outside his world who could tell him when he'd crossed a line. Aaliyah hesitated. Then accepted. Months passed. Trust deepened. Late-night conversations blurred lines. Aaliyah saw the man beneath the empire, the immigrant boy who learned violence before love, loyalty before warmth. Min Jae saw something he hadn't known he'd lost, softness. But enemies noticed. A rival Korean syndicate made a move. Aaliyah was taken. And Kang Min Jae burned the city to get her back. Kang Min Jae always knew the truth. Good people don't survive long in his world. They are used, or destroyed. And yet, he let Aaliyah Brooks stay. Not because she belonged there, but because he wanted to believe someone like her could exist without being broken. That was his mistake. The warnings came quietly. His consigliere avoided eye contact. Meetings grew tense. Enemies stopped attacking. Peace, Min Jae knew, was never free. Aaliyah noticed it first. "They're scared of you," she said one night. "No," Min Jae replied. "They're waiting." 3 days later, the phone rang. A rival syndicate had taken something. Not money. Not territory. Aaliyah. The message was simple. Turn yourself in. Or the girl dies. Min Jae stood alone in his office until dawn. He did not rage. He did not negotiate. He understood the rules. The world demanded balance. And he had upset it by protecting something pure. He arrived unarmed. Alone. They let Aaliyah live long enough to see him kneel. That was their cruelty. Gunshots echoed through the warehouse. Blood painted concrete. But Aaliyah screamed, not for herself. For him. Min Jae collapsed beside her. His breath was shallow. His voice steady. "I should have sent you away," he whispered. "You tried to be good," she sobbed. "That mattered." He smiled faintly. "No," he said. It was unforgivable. His men arrived too late. They found her alive. They found him dead. Aaliyah disappeared. No interviews. No foundation. No closure. The world assumed she ran. They were wrong. Years later, a woman testified in a sealed international court. Every name. Every route. Every secret. The Kang Empire collapsed globally within months. Aaliyah stood alone in a small apartment. On the table lay a wallet. Black leather. Worn. Inside was nothing but a photograph. Her and Min Jae. She had kept it. Because in the end, the test was never about honesty. It was about whether goodness could survive touching evil. And it couldn't. Not without blood. She did the right thing once, and the world